طيب شباب we will solve today yesterday's mock exam. خلاص please pay attention. I'm gonna solve each question step by step. خلاص if you have any question you can stop me and ask. خلاص عادي ما حدش يتكسف. اوكي اللي عنده اخطاء هيعرف الميستيكس بتاعته فين. الهدف من الموك اكزام انك تعرف مشاكلك فين بالظبط وتبتدي تركز عليها الكام يوم اللي فاضلين ان شاء الله. يلا let's start. The first one is very simple. Just indices. How to simplify indices. indices اللي هي powers يعني. احنا there is a simple rule in simplifying indices. If I have a bracket with some power كده زي power 2 وعندي some terms inside the bracket we distribute the power. يعني ايه we distribute the power؟ يعني we take the power and we give it to everything inside the bracket. يعني like in this example or in this question we have power 2 so we give it to the 2 it will be 2 power 2. We also give it to the A it will be A power 2 and we also give it لمين؟ للراديكال. So everything takes power 2. تهيألي سهلة دي. This is easy. خلاص easy. And let's simplify. 2 power 2 is 4. A squared is A squared. ما نقدرش نعمل فيها حاجة زيادة. Square root, when you have a square root, it's a rule. When you have a square root and power 2, you have the right to cancel out the square root. يعني I'm gonna cancel out the square root this way. This and this. So the answer will be, هنا احنا we said this is power 2. So the answer here will be 7b. طبعا don't forget to multiply 4 and 7. You get 28 and you have a squared b and that's your answer. تمام؟ I think it's very simple يعني السؤال ده سهل قوي. خلاص وعليه 2 marks يعني بصراحة خدمة يعني. اوكي؟
بس لو حضرتك بس جبت منين 28؟
4 times 7 4
تمام
times 7 ما هو we multiply like terms دول constants 4 and 7 are constants so you multiply them.
thank you.
Okay no problem. طيب next one the same thing زي ما قلنا distribute the power. الباور هنا in this question is كام؟ 3. يبقى everything inside the bracket takes a 3. So this way 2 power 3 I have a power 2 I make it like this. I should put brackets and give it 3 also. خلاص this way. كمان الcubic root we have a cubic root 6b it also takes the 3 and let's continue. Let's simplify. 2 to the 3 is 8. طبعا you have the calculator but you should know that 2 power 3 is 8. But use the calculator I don't mind. خلاص so that you won't make any mistakes. Now a power 2 all power 3 دي نعملها ازاي؟ Very simple. Just multiply the two powers 2 and 3 multiply so it will be 6. Yes very good. اللي بيقول 6 صح. Again عندي radical I have cubic root with a power 3. As I said before احنا مش اتفقنا when I have power 2 and a square root I can cancel them out. When I have power 3 and a cubic root I also have the right to cancel them out. يعني I have the right to cancel out the power 3 مع الكيوبيك root. We can do this عادي جدا حقك. Okay? So the answer will be 6b. خلاص الراديكال راح السكوير روت راح خلاص we canceled it وبعدين we multiply 8 and 6. 8 times 6 8 a6b. This is the answer. برضو 2 marks الحقيقة هدية. question كان بسيط خالص موضوع بسيط. Let's continue.
بس هو سؤال بس.
Yes.
هو انا واخد بالي طبعا ان هو سيمبل وكل حاجه بس هو احنا عندنا مش عارف ليه بيجيبوا لنا حاجات اسهل من كده.
اسهل ولا اصعب؟
اسهل.
You mean in طيب خير يعني انت الصعب انت شايفه سهل فان شاء الله لما يجي اسهل يبقى حاجه كويسه.
الصراحه انا برضه ده شايفه سهل جدا يعني.
طيب خير كويس. If you have listen شباب احنا النهارده we are solving الموك اكزام ده. لو حد عنده اسئله يعني if you have difficult questions we can do it tomorrow في السيشن بتاع tomorrow ان شاء الله. خلاص
هو ده موك 9 ولا 10؟ موك 9 ولا 10؟
لا this is great. What do you mean by 9 ولا 10؟
جريد 9 ولا جريد 10؟
لا this is not grade 9 and grade 10. This is AS Math Edexcel. انت جريد كام اصلا؟
جريد 9.
انت جاي تعمل معانا ايه طيب؟ لا يا ابني ده AS Math. You study AS Math في grade 11.
اصلا
paper 1. This is paper 1 for Edexcel. انت معلش عايز تحضر احضر بس it's not for this is not for you. بس احضر عادي it's okay. يعني
بس مش عارف، بس سهل يعني 11 سهله.
خلاص then pay attention وتعلم شوف ايه اللي هتشوفه ان شاء الله بعد سنتين. خلاص بس اوكي يلا part C شباب. How to do part C? Now it says simplify 1 minus square root 7 over 3 minus square root 7, giving your answer in the form P plus Q7 plus Q root 7. احنا هنا pay attention please to what I'm going to say. This is called rational. ليه rational؟ احنا we have a quotient عندنا radical فوق and radical down. In the numerator we have a radical and down we have a radical, a square root. In mathematics we don't like to have radical down. خلاص. In mathematics it's not correct to leave the answer with a denominator including radical. يعني مش مسموح ان يبقى عندي square root تحت. I have to simplify it. How to simplify something like this? We have to rationalize the denominator. يعني ايه rationalize the denominator؟ Please mute the sound شباب. في حد فاتح المايك منكم والساوند واصل لي انا disturbing. Please mute your mics. Okay, I'm gonna mute it for you. خلاص. So rationalize the denominator. How to rationalize the denominator؟ سهلة قوي قوي قوي. You multiply up and down مع نفس الشيء اللي down here but with the opposite sign. يعني ايه؟ يعني down we have 3 minus square root 7. What to do? Multiply up and down by 3 plus root 7. لازم plus? Yes, the opposite. This is minus, this is the opposite, plus. Okay? So negative and positive. طيب, how to do this one? برضه very simple. Down, we have 3 minus square root 7 multiplied by 3 plus square root 7. And up we have 1 minus square root 7. خلاص, this way. الحقيقة, 2 ways to do this one. For the denominator, it's very simple. ليه very simple? Either you do it using FOIL. Please pay attention للي هقوله ده. There is a shortcut way. طريقة مختصرة وسهلة. وفي اللي هي straight forward way. بتبقى أطول شوية. I'm going to show you both ways. I'm talking about the denominator, how to simplify the denominator. Okay? The denominator is like this. 3 square root 7 and here 3 plus square root 7. Usually, for a regular, يعني average student, they will apply FOIL. They will say, okay, 3 times 3, 3 times is radical, and then radical times 3, and radical times the radical. This is called FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. يعني let's do it. So this will be 9, 3 times 3, 3 times radical, plus 3 square root 7, and then the radical times 3, so minus 3 square root 7, and then radical times radical. When you multiply radical by itself, الراديكال يحصل له ايه؟ will cancel out. when I multiply square root 7 times square root 7, راح للsquare root, just 7. Here we have 3 square root 7, negative 3 square root 7, so we cancel them out. So the answer will be what? 9 minus 7. 9 minus 7. خلاص? This is the usual way. Okay? The smarter way or the faster way is to do it how? We can apply the difference of two squares. يعني ايه difference of two squares? Please pay attention and you should know this. You should know this. If I have a squared minus b squared, there is a rule for this, to factor this. It's a minus b and a plus b. This is a rule. طب ايه علاقة ده بالبروبلم بتاعتنا؟ It's the same thing. Imagine it this way شباب. Imagine this is a and this is b. This is a and this is b. So the answer should be the square of a minus the square of a of b according to the rule. يعني directly I can go to this question here. Pay attention, please. And I can say, because this is difference of two squares, the two brackets هنا, ده and ده. It's the same bracket with opposite signs. فit's difference of two squares. What to do? Very simple. Square 3, it's 9. Square the root 7. Square root 7 is 7. And put the minus. لازم تبقى minus. That's it. شوفوا نفس الانسر اهي. نفس الانسر اهي. الفرق ايه؟ I did this by inspection. يعني by inspection بالنظر من غير ما اكتب اي حاجه. خلاص it was very simple. طيب لازم اعملها كده السمارتر واي يعني او الشورتر واي؟ لا عادي you can do it using foil عادي it's okay. It's okay. I'm just teaching you a smarter way. Okay او a shorter way. Okay. طيب 9 minus 7 is it's very simple too. up هنا للاسف up بقى we cannot do the same thing. ليه؟ لان this is not difference of two squares. These are two complete different brackets. خلاص. This is 1 minus root 7. This is 3 plus root 7. It's not the same thing. So in this case, we have to do what? We have to do foil. We have to apply foil. Let's do it. So 1 times a 3, 3. 1 times root 7, root 7. Root 7 times a 3 يبقى minus 3 root 7. And root 7 times root 7 ب7 but don't forget إن في negative هنا. So negative times positive is negative. Root, you cancel out the root, so it's 7. Okay? This is how you do it. Then add the like terms, شباب. إيه هم like terms? You have here 3 or negative 7. Add them. What do you get? You get negative 4. Also, we have root 7 and minus 3 root 7. Add the coefficients. هنا في عندي 1 مش بنكتبه. في هنا 1 جنب root 7. We don't write it. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2 root 7. طيب وبعدين we continue how? Divide both terms by 2. احنا عندنا down we have 2. So take the negative 4 divide 2 this way and then minus 2 root 7 divide 2. Cancel out بقى simplify. 4 over 2 is 2. So we have negative 2. And cancel ال 2D مع ال 2D. يبقى the answer is this. This is the final answer. طبعا I took some time to explain. لكن if I'm solving and I'm not speaking, I will do it in 1 minute or even less than 1 minute. And you should do the same thing. أنا عشان بشرح بالراحة وباخد وقتي. خلاص؟ لكن وأنت بتحل الكلام ده المفروض بتعمله بسرعة جدا. خلاص؟ ما تاخدش معاك نص دقيقة أو دقيقة بالكتير. أوكي؟ Let's continue. يلا شباب ركزوا معايا لو سمحتوا. اللي عنده if you have any question ask. خلاص؟ عادي جدا. طيب number 2 solve the simultaneous equations y plus 3x plus 1. This is linear. وخلوني معلش هوضح لكم linear يعني straight line. عرفت منين it's a straight line؟ لأن it's power 1 x power 1. خلاص it's a straight line. When you have x power 1 it's a straight line. خلاص it's a linear straight line. التانية it's not a straight, it's a curve. خلاص it's a curve. You cannot say it's quadratic. Some students say it's quadratic. You see here you have y squared. خلاص you have to be careful هنا. طيب هو أنا لازم أبقى عارف ال types of equations. الحقيقة الأفضل it's better to know them. خلاص it's better to know them. But it will not affect the answer. يعني حتى even if I don't know which type is each one, it doesn't affect the answer. المهم the steps. To solve simultaneously, we have different ways شباب to solve two equations simultaneously. First one is by substitution. This is how you solve simultaneous equations, by substitution. Number 2, by elimination. طبعا in some cases, elimination will be difficult, like the question دوت هتبقى صعبة. Substitution is easier. Number 3, graphical. Number 4 مش عليكم خالص. Number 4 اسمها matrices. matrices اللي هي matrix. مش عليكم خالص 4 فأنا gonna ignore it. يعني we have different ways to solve. اللي عليكم شباب دول 3 methods دول: substitution, elimination, graphical. لما يبقى عندي linear وكيرف سواء quadratic أو circle أو any other equation فيها power 2, ignore elimination. هتبقى صعبة. I cannot eliminate. فthink of what? Substitution. Substitution go to the easier one اللي هي linear. Make y subject. Make y subject. So move 3x and move 1. Make it subject and give it equation 1. نسميها 1. الإيكويشن الثانية نسميها 2. Give it 2. And then by substituting 1 in 2. يعني you go to the equation 2 and instead of writing y power 2, you don't write y and you replace it with what? You replace it with this. So I open brackets like this and I write minus 3x minus 1. Instead of writing y, we are substituting. Substituting y equal negative 3x minus 1. يعني كل y تقابلني هنا هشيلها واحط مكانها ايه؟ I'll put this. So plus 11x squared plus 3x. Now it's the time to simplify. A short way to expand the bracket power 2, there are two ways. Either you write the bracket 2 times and you apply foil. يعني you write the bracket, the same bracket, you write it 2 times and you apply foil. أو the shorter way is to do it this way. Pay attention to what I'm going to say. Take the first term, this is the first term and this is the second. When I say first, I mean negative 3x. When I say second, I mean negative 1. خلاص? So this is first and this is second. Square the first. In your head, what's the square of negative 3? 9. Negative will cancel out. What's square of x? X squared. Simple. Square the first and also square the second. Negative 1 square it will be 1. Leave some space كده ونكتبها. نسيب مسافة كده ونكتبها. وبعدين في النص in the middle 2 times first times second. Again 2 times first times second. شايفين عملتها ازاي؟ This is how you do it in a quick way. خلاص؟ In a faster way. طب someone else wants to do it using foil. Fine, perfectly fine. There is no problem. بس أنا بعلمكم حاجة جديدة سريعة شوية عن الطريقة التقليدية. اللي أنا قلته ده it's a rule actually. يعني أنا مش ما اخترعتش حاجة من عندي. The rule says if I have a plus b power 2, it's the first squared plus the second squared. In the middle we have 2 times a times b. It's a rule. نحفظها هتسهل علينا الدنيا كتير. In paper 1 الكلام ده علينا and also in paper 2. طبعا كلكم عارفين ان paper 2 including paper 1 يعني كل حاجة في paper 2 كل حاجة هناخدها في paper 1 موجودة علينا مطلوبة مننا في paper 2. ما حدش يفتكر ان paper 1 ملهاش علاقة ب paper 2. لا. paper 2 فيها كل شيء انت اخدته في paper 1. فلازم نبقى كويسين قوي قوي في paper 1 عشان نعمل كويس في paper 2 ان شاء الله بعد كده. Let's continue شباب. Plus 11x squared plus 3x equals 0. معلش let me insert a page. I need some space to work. So let's continue شباب. So I have 9x squared. معايا بقى 2 times negative 3 times negative 1. Negative cancels out. 2 times 3 is 6. We have x and then 1. Then we have 11x squared plus 3x equals 0. تمام. I'm trying to find what? I'm trying to find x values and y values. When they say solve simultaneously, they want the intersection between the line and the curve. خلاص, if I have a curve, whether the curve is a parabola or whether the curve is a circle and they intersect with the line, they are looking for the intersection points. دي معناها solve the simultaneous. عايزين intersection points. Intersection points are like a point, pair of coordinates. يعني xy هنا و another point xy هنا. So I want the intersection points. There could be 1 point أو 2 points. We will see. هيبان. خلاص هيبان. So what I'm looking for is to find the x values, the x coordinates and the y coordinates. So that at the end we have 2 points. Or maybe 1 point. It depends on the question. هيبان دلوقتي. طيب. So 9x squared and 11x squared add the like terms اللي هم ليهم نفس الباورز. x squared, x squared. It's the same thing. Add them. 9 و 11, 20. I have a term in x and another term in x. Add them. 9x. And I have 1. Am I right? ولا في حاجة غلطنا فيها؟ اظن ان شاء الله ما فيش حاجه غلطنا فيها. سوري خليني انزل شويه. لا I think ان شاء الله كله مظبوط. طيب so now it's the time to factor this. If you can factor it would be great. If you can't you can use the calculator. How you can put the coefficients دول on the calculator. طبعا it depends on the type of the calculator. The calculator can solve it for you. خلاص بس أنا my calculator is a little bit advanced so I cannot show you on my calculator. It's not going to be useful. أنتوا بتستخدموا في الأغلب اللي هو ال FX 92ES. خلاص this one is graphical. The one I have is graphical. Tomorrow إن شاء الله if you are interested I can show you how to do this on the calculator. خلاص but for now I'm going to do it the usual way اللي هي by factorization. خلاص so you have to factorize 20. طبعا factorization this is a big lesson but for now I'm going to explain it in a very quick way. 20 the factors of 20 is 1 times 20, 2 times 10 from the multiplication table عادي and 4 times 5. ask yourself مين في دول when you add them or you subtract them they get the middle one 9. طبعا I'm talking because I have 1 هنا فأنا عندي 1 I'm obligated to put 1 here 1 here. 1 دي معناها 1 times 1 ما عنديش حل تاني. In this case I have to think for 20 which of the 2 factors هنا أو the 3 factors هنا when you add them you get 9 you get the middle one. طبعا 4 and 5 when you add them you get 9. So I put here 5x and I put here 4x. I'm teaching you how to factor. طبعا معلش I'm explaining quickly then I cannot spend يعني I need a whole lesson to explain the factoring principle نفسه. But for now I'm giving you quick hints. خلاص اللي عنده مشكلة فيها ممكن later on you can ask me and I will explain how to do it in details. So this is plus and plus. Quick check. Multiply هنا the inner terms, multiply the outer terms, add them. You get 9x, add them, you get 9x, like the middle one, then your factorization is perfect. Okay? معايا شباب ولا في مشكلة؟ So from here شباب the next step, take the first bracket, put it equal to 0, and the second bracket, put it equal to 0, get x, it will be -1/5, get x, it will be -1/4. Quickly go back and get y. From where? It's up to you, either equation 1 or equation 2. But in my opinion طبعا equation 1 is easier. It's a linear equation سهلة. يعني don't go and trouble yourself with y squared and x squared. It will be difficult. Okay, so do it using the equation 1, the linear one. So we have y equal -3x minus 1. Let's do it. I have here on the side, I'm going to write it, y equal -3x minus 1. So we substitute شباب هنا. خلاص we try at x equal -1/5. y will be what? -3 to -1/5 minus 1. خلاص use the calculator please. خلاص هنا بقى fractions don't do it mental. use the calculator. معلش برافو عليك فعلا -2/5. Okay, and for the other one when we substitute x equal هنا when we substitute x equal -1/4 y will be what? Thank you very much. It is -1/4. خلاص طبعا use the calculator شباب please. Use the calculator so that you won't make any mistakes. Any questions هنا في البارت ده؟ طيب انا بركز شويه على الشرح يعني عاوز اركز اوصل لكم how to do it in the easiest possible way. خلاص ف you focus بقى على calculations. معاكم الكالكوليترز في ايديكم معايا كده ورايا ايه على طول do it on the calculator. طيب next one. Next one, the point 9 and 5 lies on the curve with the equation y equal f of x. خلاص So we have some sort of a curve. I don't know what the curve looks like. They are not asking for the curve. But let's say this is the curve. مثلا, okay? They are saying you have a curve which is called y equal f of x. And there is a point on the curve which is 9 and 5. This is the graphical explanation of the problem. طب do you need to graph to sketch this? No, you don't. I'm just explaining. given f prime is the gradient function اللي هي الجنرال gradient function. يعني if you take a tangent at any point you can get f prime. This is called the general gradient function اللي هي f prime. خلاص. It's given that the general gradient function is square root x minus 1 over square root x, and also given that x is positive, greater than 0. They say find the equation of the curve. Please pay attention to what I'm going to say عشان الحتة دي sometimes confusing for some students. Some students sometimes they get confused when to differentiate and when should they integrate. It's very simple. If you have f of x, if f of x is given اللي هي y يعني the function is given and they are asking for f prime, you differentiate. You do what? You differentiate. This is the differentiation operator. d over dx معناها differentiate. This is another way of writing differentiate. Okay. Now, if you have f prime and you want f like our problem, if I have f prime, a gradient function, and I want the function, integrate. وضحت؟ So there is no chance for confusion هنا. سهلة جدا جدا جدا. Now let's do it. So هنا شباب بعد اللي أنا قلته ده, this is integration ولا differentiation؟ This problem. Integration. Yes, very good, very good, correct. They say find the f of x. So f of x, we do it this way. You integrate the gradient function اللي هي دي. You will integrate this. So you write it this way. Square root x minus 1 over square root x. Put it in brackets, please. This is the proper way to do it. dx. So integrating square root x minus 1 over square root x in brackets with respect to x. dx دي معناها ايه؟ معناها with respect to x. I'm integrating with respect to x. What's the next step? Put it in a proper way, please. لأن integrating a radical is a difficult thing. Get rid of the radical. Take it as a rule كده. قبل ما أعمل integration ظبط شكل السؤال. ظبطه. يعني إيه ظبطه؟ Put it in a proper way. An easy way to integrate. يعني get rid of the radical. يعني ببساطة. In a simple way. Change the radical to index form. Make it power. So it's power half. Square root x power half. 1 over root x هتبقى x بس minus half. كلنا فاهمين الحتة دي. Root x is x half. If I have 1 over root x شباب, it means it's 1 over x half. Bring it up and change the sign of the exponent, so it's x minus half. خلاص? Easy? Easy. Continue. The golden rule of integration. In integration, it's one simple rule. Add 1 to the power, divide by the new power. Add 1 to the power. This is the rule for integration. Add 1 to the power and divide by the new power. I call it the golden rule of integration. خلاص? Golden rule of integration. Add 1 to the power. طبعا when you integrate, don't write the integration operator اللي هو السيمبل ده. Remove it. So add 1 to the power. Half plus 1. 3 over 2. Use the calculator. مش عيب عشان ما نغلطش. Half plus 1. 3 over 2. Divide 3 over 2. Add 1 to the power. Negative half plus 1. Half. Divide by the new power. And when we integrate, we have to add c. خلاص؟ لازم نحط c زيادة constant plus c. We keep it this way. الحقيقة you can keep it this way, but it's more proper. It's more proper if you can take the fraction down here and bring it up with the reciprocal. يعني flip it. It will be 2 over 3 x 3 over 2. كده شكلها أحسن. And flip الهاف طلعها لفوق و flip it reciprocal. So it's 2 x to the half. Now this is a perfect answer. هو أعطاني point I didn't use it. كويس إن حد صاحي معايا. كويس إن حد صاحي معايا. هو ليه أعطاني point دي شباب؟
عشان نجيب سي.
عشان أجيب سي. لو ما أعطانيش البوينت I will stop here. يعني if no point is given خلاص I will keep it this way. لكن if there is a point معناها find C. طيب so I have f of x equal 2 over 3 x to the 3 over 2 minus 2 x to the half plus C. Use the point. So use the point. البوينت دي بنسميها initial condition أو بنسميها بيسموها initial conditions. معلش يمكن الاكسبريشنز تكون غريبة شوية بس it doesn't matter خلاص it's just a point. يعني أنا عارف بوينت على الكيرف، هو أعطاني بوينت على الكيرف عشان أستفيد بيها وأقدر أجيب الكونستانت السي. خلي بالنا ما أقدرش أستخدم any point والسلام، لا لازم this point has to be lying on the curve. عشان كده they said lies. لو البوينت دي somewhere else I cannot use it. It has to be on the curve. خلاص؟ And since it satisfies the equation, يعني it's on the curve, so I'm gonna say using this, so I'm gonna substitute again. 5 equal 2 over 3 into 9 power 3 over 2 minus 2 to 9 power half plus C. اللي هعمله إن أنا I'm gonna say C equal 5 minus, move this to the other side, the negative sign, and move this to the other side with a positive sign. As you said, you will get minus 7. حتة مهمة خالص. Write the equation again, please. Don't stop هنا. خلاص. Write the equation مرة تانية. دي مش عايزة So write it again. So f of x will equal 2 over 3 x squared minus x power 3 over 2 minus 2 x to the half minus 7. يبقى احنا لازم شباب لحد هنا clear for everyone؟
يا استاذ.
تمام. حد عنده اي سؤال، اي اعتراض، عنده فكرة تانية، عنده حاجة؟ This is the final answer. خلاص. سؤال سهل وعليه 6 marks، مفيهوش حاجة خالص. خلاص. ما ننساش بليز طبعا في الامتحان اللي بيخلص بدري، ميزة اللي بيخلص بدري الامتحان بيبقى عنده فرصة انه يراجع. لما بتراجع when you revise you will see that maybe something is missing or there is a mistake. خلاص. دي another advantage for finishing early. خلاص. مهم ان انت تخلص قبل الامتحان مثلا ب 10 minutes ب 15 minutes عشان يبقى عندك فرصة you go over again all your answers, you check them, something is missing, there may be some calculation mistake، حاجة عدت عليك سهيت فيها. خلاص. طيب شباب you can take 5 minutes break. Okay, all of you in 5 minutes come back please. يا حبيبي الساعة 5 إن شاء الله. Okay, let's continue. Let's move this here. Okay. For number 4, they say x squared minus 10 over 5 root x can be written in the form a into x to the p. This is a small p, okay? It's not clear, but it's a small p plus bxq to the power q, where a, b, p, and q are constants to be determined. Yani, we want to change this, and we make it in this form. يعني I have to cancel this denominator، مش عايزه خالص. How to do this? It's very simple. الquestion ده you don't need to rationalize. فاكر السؤال بتاع اللي فات rationalization؟ You don't need to do this. ليه؟ لأن هنا it's not 1 plus 5 radical or 2 plus. It's just a radical. Just one term. It's just one term. لما تبقى one term you can split the problem. يعني إيه؟ You do the opposite of the common denominator. يعني إيه برضو؟ يعني this way. x squared minus 10 over 5 root x. It's very simple. من حقك طالما as long as you have one term down هنا, just one term. There is no plus, there is no minus. يعني it's not added to something else. It's not subtracted from something else. Just one term. ده اسمه one term. You have the right to divide x squared by the common denominator. This is a common denominator. So you divide it by the common denominator. خلاص? It's very simple. وبعدين we continue. Get rid of the radical. So it's x to the half minus 10 over 5. طبعا you can cancel out the 10 مع 5, it will be 2 يعني. You can do it now if you wish or in the next step. So x to the half. برضو cancel, as I said, cancel the radical. And then simplify just a little bit. Now, this is 1 هنا. There is 1, a coefficient of 1, but we don't write it. But you keep in mind there is 1. So it's 1 over 5. X squared divide x to the half. Use the laws of exponents or the indices. We say indices or we say exponents. It's the same thing. This is what quotient of powers. اسمها كده quotient of powers. لما يبقى عندي x power a over x power b, you do what to the powers شباب? You subtract a minus b. Okay? It's very simple. So subtract the powers. يعني 2 minus half. The power up minus the power down. 2 minus half. 2 minus half. I'm going to show it. Minus 10 over 5, that's 2. هنا بقى ما عنديش. هنا someone would say, okay, I don't have x. What to do هنا? It's very simple. Take this up and change the sign of the index of the power يعني. So it will be, move it up, it will be minus half. Type. So it's 1 over 5 x. 2 minus half is 1.5 اللي هي 3 over 2 يعني. Minus 2 to the x minus half. Clear for everyone? Any problems? طبعا they are saying find A, B, P and Q. I already did, but it would be better if you say A equal, B equal, P equal, and Q equal. You have to do it this way. A, if you compare this, now you have to compare what and what? You have to compare this. Okay. So when you compare both of them, you will see that A is what? 1 over 5. And B is what? Negative 2. And the power P, compare the powers, 3 over 2. And the power Q is what here? Negative half. Simple. Any questions, Hannah? Let's move on. They say hence or otherwise, given that y equal the same function, yani it's the same thing, find the dy by dx. طبعا this is the derivative, differentiation. We have y and we want dy by dx. يعني differentiate. Okay, so طبعا it's difficult for you now in paper 1 to differentiate a quotient like this. صعب علينا في paper 1 ان انا يبقى عندي denominator واعمل differentiation. في rule اصلا, there is something called quotient rule في differentiation. خلاص؟ بس مش علينا في paper 1. So what to do طيب? Use the expression, a simplified expression that we have in part A. احنا عملنا part A. And that's why they are saying hence or otherwise. معناها ايه hence or otherwise? معناها use what you have in part A. Use it. Okay, I'm going to use it. So this way. So I'm going to say, okay, y equals, I'm going to use this. 1 over 5, x to the, let me show you, x to the 3 over 2 minus 2, x to the minus half. I'm going to use this one, okay? So let's differentiate. So this is dy by dx. طبعا when you differentiate y, you get dy by dx. احنا خلي بالنا شباب, please pay attention to this. If you differentiate y, you can get y prime or dy by dx or f prime. They are all the same. زي بعضه. y prime, dy by dx, f prime. They are all the gradient function. كلهم زي بعض. خلاص؟ طيب. So dy by dx will be differentiation. What's the rule for differentiation? Multiply by the power subtract one from the power. This is the golden rule of differentiation. زي ما عندنا golden rule في الانتجريشن add 1 to the power divide by the new power. هنا multiply by the power subtract 1 from the power. So multiply by the power 3 over 2. Subtract 1 from the power 3 over 2 minus 1. It's very simple يعني موضوع بسيط خالص. Multiply by the power. Subtract 1 from the power. Negative half, negative 1. That would be negative 3 over 2. Okay? So simplify a little bit, معلش. 1/5 divide 3 over 2. That would be 3 over 10. Okay? To the power half minus. هنا minus minus, so it's plus. الhalf مع 2 will cancel out. So x to the negative 3 over 2. خلاص? Given your answer in simplest form. Okay? You can keep it this way عادي. And if you want, you can also bring the x down. يعني جه حد وعمل كده. قال لي طب okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Plus 1 over x to the 3 over 2. ينفع؟ ينفع. بس it won't change anything. يعني خلاص, you can stop here. It's not a big deal. خلاص طبعا 4 marks for this small step. It's a good thing. Next step would be 5 marks. That's integration. Okay, it's clear. Integrating y with respect to x dx. So the integration of 1 over 5, again I have to integrate this one. مش هعرف اعمل integration دي صعبة. ليه؟ Because we have quotient. عندنا denominator. خلاص؟ It's difficult. طيب. So write the function الأول before you integrate. يعني make it كده in a proper way and show that you're confident انك تكتبها مرة تانية وتوضح. وبليز write يعني اكتبه. خلاص؟ في رول اكتبها. ما don't substitute directly. اكتب وبين الستبس. Detail the steps. Okay? So integrating this function with respect to x. Now the golden rule of integration is what شباب قلناها. What's the golden rule of integration? Hello?
You add 1 to the power and divide by the new power.
Very good. Add 1 to the power, divide by the new power. So add 1 to the power 3 over 2. 3 over 2 plus 1, that's 5 over 2. على الكالكليتر. نروح على الكالكليتر. نعملها ازاي؟ لو حد مش بيعرف يستخدم الكالكليتر، let me بس الأول clear the screen here. Okay. كلنا شايفين الكالكليتر, right? So what to do? Add 1 to the power. This is 3 over 2. Add 1. Do it this way على calculator. Plus 1 equal. تطلع 5 over 2. This is how you do it on the calculator. Okay? Minus 2x. Add 1 to the power. طبعا هنا I didn't divide by the power. نخلي بالنا. Divide 5 over 2. Add 1 to the power. Divide by the new power. Add 1 to the power. Divide by the new power. Plus c. Don't forget c. When you integrate, you add c. طبعا we cannot keep it this way. So what to do? One of two things. الأسهل in my opinion, take this, move it up with the reciprocal. I already have 1 over 5 up. Flip the denominator اللي هو 5 over 2, make it 2 over 5. كده. خلاص؟ نرايت الإكس عادي. Same for the half. Bring it up. It will be 2 over 1 with times. Flip it. Take this, move it up with the reciprocal. يعني flip it. Okay? Plus c. This is simple بقى الحقيقة. 1 over 5 times 2 over 5 يعني 1/5 times 2/5. That would be 2 over 10. X to the 5 over 2 minus 4, and there is x here, plus c. Clear for everyone?
مستر انا طلعت الاجابه عندي 2 over 25.
طب just a second. 5 and 5 is 25 not 10. Yes, but that's why I'm saying use the calculator. Use the calculator. عندك صح طبعا. You're right. Perfectly right. خلاص. أنا النهارده مش مركز على الآخر. مركز في الشرح وفي الكالكوليشنز مش مركز. 5 times 5 25. So it's 2 over 25. Okay. خلي بالنا يا شباب. وخليكم معايا كويس ان في منكم ايه ناس بتراجع بالكالكوليتر. عشان كده دايما بقول use the calculator. use the calculator. لو احنا عملنا دي على الكالكوليتر مش ممكن هنغلط. لو جيت على الكالكوليتر وعملت 1 over 5 ورحت عامل times 2 over 5 تطلع 2 over 25. دي افضل طريقه ان انا اعملها في الامتحان رغم ان هي سهله. يعني هي باينه 2 times 1 is 2 5 times 5 is 25 سهله. بس برضه don't be tempted ان انت you do it mentally. لا double check. do it mentally بس double check with the calculator تجنبا لاي ايه mistakes. اوكي. طيب الحقيقه بقى طبعا كل اللي فات ده يعني شيء واللي جاي شيء تاني بقى. هنا دخلنا فين؟ هنا ده transformations. هنا هنتكلم على transformations. This is a cubic function. It's clear this is a cubic function. طبعا it's not given. What's given is the maximum. They are saying the maximum. It's the highest point اللي هي دي. And the minimum is the lowest point or the least point اللي هي 2 negative 3. ماشي. It's clear this is a cubic function. باين يعني. They are saying sketch on separate diagrams, sketch the curves with the equations y equal 2fx, y equal f of x minus 9, cy f of x plus 2, and d y equal f of 2x. This is transformations. خلاص. اللي مش مذاكر transformation لازم يخلي باله هنا ويركز معايا. As a rule, when you multiply the function f of x نفسها, when you multiply it by 2, by 3, by half, by any value, this is either a vertical stretch or a horizontal stretch. خلاص. When you multiply by a number greater than 1 يعني 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, this is vertical stretch. خلاص. Keep this in mind. خلاص. هو طبعا they are not asking you to write the type of transformation, but you should know it. This is vertical stretch. And this one translation B translation اللي هي shift down or shift up. When you have negative 9, this is translation 9 units down. Next one C shift left when you have x plus 2 in a brackets. When x is added to a number أو subtracted from a number معناها right أو left. خليني أقولها لكم بلغة سهلة. When you have plus minus, it's very simple. Shift right left or up down. When it's the whole function minus أو plus سواء minus أو plus معناها it's shift up أو down. خلاص. يبقى up و down, up plus و down minus. خلاص. This is when I have what? When I have f of x plus or minus. لكن if I have f of x كده plus or minus inside the bracket يعني the shifting is on the x axis معناها shift right and left. خلي بالنا بقى الماينس يعني right والpositive يعني left. خلاص. So when you have f of x when you have f of x minus 9 this is shift ايه يا شباب؟ shift فين؟ shift down 9 units زي ما اتفقنا. قلنا لو عندي f of x plus minus يعني في plus أو minus it's up and down. It's minus down plus يبقى up down. اللي بعدها shift فين؟ مين يقول بقى؟ ها؟ you say it. يلا حد يقول لي shift فين دي؟ C right ولا left؟
left.
shift left. Yes. 2 units. Very good. آخر واحدة مين يعرف آخر واحدة دي إيه؟ f of 2x. Let's see.
half x half كل الاكسات.
سوري half كل الإكسات. اسمها إيه الترانسفورميشن دي؟ What does it call؟ أنت كلامك صح half كل الإكسات بس معناها إيه؟
shrink.
قربت برافو عليك قربت. It's a horizontal compression.
horizontal shrink.
لا ما بنقولش shrink، هو horizontal compression، اسمها horizontal compression by a factor half. طبعا لو انت مذاكر كويس قوي هتبقى عارف الحته دي. طيب نحل ازاي بقى؟ ايه المطلوب اصلا؟ هل مطلوب ان اكتب يعني you have to write all this؟ لا، you have to know them but it's not required here to write them. خلاص it's not required but you have to know them. طيب let's do it بقى. Here they say 2f of x. f of x اللي هي مين شباب؟ اللي هي y. f of x اللي هي y، صح؟ When I say 2 times f of x يعني 2y. It means معناها ايه 2y دي؟ يعني multiply y by 2. يعني 2 times y. يعني كل y عندي coordinate I'm gonna multiply it by 2. يعني دي ودي I'm gonna multiply them by ايه؟ by 2. خلاص؟ عكس اللي تحت اللي inside the bracket. خلي بالنا بقى الانسايد bracket يجي حد يقول لي ايه في بارت دي، يقول لي اوكي يبقى اللي تحت كمان ويملتبلاي x by 2. اقول له لا. In the case of x this is a special case. In case of horizontal compression we have to flip. يعني you flip ال 2 الاول it's half. خلاص we do this with the horizontal. دايما لما بيبقى عندي horizontal compression او stretch اول شيء اعمله when I see f of some number multiplied by x take this number and flip it. It's half. So this is how you do it. You multiply x. You multiply half by x. يعني اجي هنا على الاكس value multiplied by half and I multiply this one by half. Very simple. طيب البوينت دي كمان نفس الطريقه طبعا، والزيرو كمان يمشي معاها نفس الكلام بس it will not affect anything لان هنا 0 0. يعني 3 points هعمل فيهم الكلام ده، الماكسيمم الزيرو والمينيمم. خلاص؟ طبعا يا ريت انا كنت اعرف البوينتس دول كمان كنت عملت فيهم نفس الحكايه بس ما عنديش البوينتس دي. خلاص؟ فاحنا هنركز بس على الماكسيمم والمينيمم لان هو this is what they are asking for. ماكسيمم والمينيمم. طب بالنسبه للشيفت داون والشيفت ليفت، شيفت داون very simple. Go to the y لانها it's y and minus 9. Shift left go to the x and do what؟ add 2؟ لا go to the x and do what؟ minus 2. خلي بالنا بقى عشان دي tricky. minus 2. طب let's do it الاول step by step عشان ما تتوهوش مني تقول المستر قاعد ايه هيلخبطنا. let's do it بالراحه step by step. نبدا الاول بquestion A. الكيرف هو واضح شكله بسيط ما فيهوش حاجه. let me بس decrease البيج هنا عشان اقدر اشوفها بشكل احسن. part A. طبعا سكتش اتصرف سكتش يعني اتس نوت بيج ديل. we'll do this way we'll do it this way. غريبا ان لحد دلوقتي في ستودنتس بيدخلوا انا مش عارف ازاي. طيب اتصرف سكتش. يلا let's do it شباب. for part A y equal to f of x. احنا اتفقنا part A هنعمل ايه؟ multiply y by 2. So the point will be minus 4 and 9. Okay. So the maximum will be minus 4 and 9. Multiply 9 by 2. So it will be 18. And the other point 2 and negative 3 multiplied by 2. Multiply y by 2 so it's negative 6. So this is the maximum, this is the minimum. طب 0 0 it's the same. So I have here 0 0. الماكسيمم بتاعي will be here minus 4 and 18. okay. والمينيمم بتاعي it will be 2 لو دي كمان 4 زيها and هنا negative 6. So it's here. أنا كمان مصغر المسافة على الآخر يعني مصعبها على نفسي. كنت بعمل كده شوية. This point is 2 negative 6 دي المينيمم بوينت اهي show you here والماكسيمم بوينت is -4 at et. تمام. هو this is what they are asking for. Show the maximum and the minimum. خلاص there is no problem here. طيب for the next one shift down 9 units. Shift down 9 units so we minus 9 from the y coordinate. يعني we go to the point هي ال 9 و minus 9. احنا ال 2 points بتاعتنا عشان نريح راسنا 2 points بتوعنا هما -4 and 9 والتانية 2 and -3. So here I'm gonna minus 9 and I'm gonna minus 9. You see what I'm doing? If you do this معناها you will have -4 and 0 and the other point will be 2 and -12. خلاص. So -4 and 0 it will be here. 2 and -12 will be down here. Okay? So the right graph will be هنا احنا قلنا -4 and 0 it will be like here. So it will look like this. هو طبعا هنا ال 0 0 مش هيستنى زي ما هو بقى. لأن فاكرين البوينت 0 0 point 0 0 if you subtract 9 from here you will get what 0 and -9 يعني البوينت اللي هي 0 0 دي will be at 0 -9 خلاص يعني will be somewhere هنا كده. Okay so it looks like this. تمام تالي واضحة. So this is -4 and 0 هنا -9 وهنا 2 minus. تمام واضحة للجميع. طيب let's do the third one. I'm explaining slowly عشان اللي مش فاهم يفهمها. اللي فاهم خلاص there is no problem. لكن اللي مش فاهم يفهمها معايا. C احنا we said this is shift left 2 units. هنا it's x plus 2 لكن في الحقيقة لما يبقى عندي shift left we do what شباب؟ we do what؟ we subtract 2. we subtract 2. خلي بالكم عشان دي بتخدع. يعني يجي حد يقول we're gonna add 2 to the x. لا الحقيقة لا. احنا بنعمل العكس. we subtract 2 from the x. خلاص؟ فإذا البوينتس بتاعتي هتكون إيه؟ we subtract 2 from x. فالزيرو زيرو بتاعتي هتبقى minus 2 and 0 دي بدل الزيرو زيرو. ادي اول حاجه. بعدين النيجاتيف 4 9 will be negative 6 and 9 والبوينت الثالثه 2 minus 2 that will be 0 and negative 3. دول ال 3 points بتوعي. اول واحده اللي هي الواي انترسبت this is the y intercept ودي الماكسيمم دي المينيمم. اوكي يلا let's do it. So الواي انترسبت ما عادتش بقى واي انترسبت ما دي اتحركت خلي بالنا. يعني this was the y intercept اللي هي نيجاتيف اللي هي 0 0 بقت نيجاتيف 2 0 راحت فين هنا؟ ما عادتش خلاص y intercept. الواي intercept كده اختلفت. خلاص؟ ف this is negative 2 and 0 وبعدين عندي negative 6. This is the maximum والمينيمم بتاعي negative 6 and 9. negative 6 and 9 let's do it here كده. و this is negative 6 and 9. This is negative 6 and 9. وال 0 minus 3 should be somewhere here. 0 minus 3. أعملها إزاي؟ أعملها كده بسرعة. بشكل أفضل شوية. طبعا الماكسيموم دايما عشان بس تبقوا فاهمين، الماكسيموم دايما البارابولا تحتيه او الكيرف عامل كده، والمينيموم عامل كده، فاحنا ممكن نعمله كده ونوصل بينهم وخلاص. فاهمين ازاي؟ يعني لو الجراف صعب او حاسين فيه مشكله نعمله كده. نايس. That's a nice curve. معايا؟ This is how you do it. طبعا this is the maximum زي ما قلنا. This is a آخر واحدة يا شباب f of 2x. اتفقنا this is horizontal compression by a factor of half. يعني multiply x by half. خلاص you multiply x by half. So it will be minus 2 and 9, 1 and negative 3. Minus 2 and 9, 1 and negative 3. I multiplied mean I multiplied هنا x, this one by half. This one multiplied by half, so it's minus 2. Multiply this x by half, it's 1. الواي coordinate ما لهاش دعوة, it's the same thing. خلاص؟ طيب. So go plot the points. الطريقة السهلة إن أنا أرسم البوينتس أول حاجة roughly طبعا، يعني شايفين لا أنا عملت scale ولا عملت حاجة. It's just a sketch, rough sketch. So it's negative 2 and 9 here, 1 and negative 3, 1 and go down negative 3. هنا كده. زي ما اتفقنا الماكسيمم will be like this والمينيمم will be like what؟ طبعا هنا it passes through 0 0 لأن ال 0 0 حتى if you multiply 0 by half it still be 0. يعني the curve has to pass through here. خلي بالنا. It's like this. Write the coordinates على الجراف. It has to be clear. Negative 2 and 9 وهنا كام؟ 1 and negative 3. والحمد لله أخيرا. Any comments for this part? Any comments here? Clear يعني for everyone؟ طيب. ماشي تمام. خلصنا هذا السؤال العجيب. يلا let's move on to the next one. It says given that y equal 2x squared plus 9 cubic root x plus x cubed minus 6 over 4 root x, x is greater than 0, x greater than 0 يعني positive يعني. Find dy by dx, give each term in your answer in simplified form. Again, differentiation. يعني there is more than one question, differentiation question in the exam. You can see this. خلاص? It's important. طيب. Remember, we do not differentiate when you have square roots or when you have radicals. Square roots or cubic roots or any kind of roots. Put it in a proper form الأول. طيب, so y equal 2x squared. I'm not differentiating. I'm just rewriting the equation in a more appropriate form. So this is x to the power 1 over 3. Cubic 1 over 3. خلاص؟ كلنا عارفين. Plus هنا شباب, again, how to simplify this? I have one term down, so divide. Take x cubed divided by this, and take the 6 and divide it by the radical. Continue simplifying. So 9x to the 1 over 3 plus, we said remove the radical, make it half, minus 6 over 4x to the half. Again, so y equal 2x squared plus 9x to the third. Simplify, please. How? Subtract the powers. So this is going to be x. 3 minus half, that's 5 over 2. Minus 6 over 4, that's 3 over 2. Bring the x up, and it will be minus half. Bas. Now it's ready to be differentiated. So dy by dx, let's differentiate. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Again, multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. Same thing here. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. And continue. For x plus 3, simplify please. Plus 5 over 8 x to the 3/2 plus 3/4 x to the -3/2. Let's do the next one شباب. معلش لو انتوا ايه طولنا شويه، لكن ايه لاني بشرح فبناخد وقت شويه. بص بقى، it says the equation x squared plus kx plus k plus 4 equals 0 where k is a constant has distinct three roots. Please pay attention. I said this yesterday. I have many students and they keep asking when to use the discriminant. بيبقوا مش عارفين امتى we should use the discriminant. طبعا in quadratics الدiscriminant ده اللي هو دلتا، اللي هو b squared minus 4ac. When should we use discriminant؟ دايما يعني في students يسأل السؤال ده، امتى استخدم discriminant؟ هو في الامتحان they didn't say anything about discriminant. How do I know that I can use discriminant؟ خلاص؟ I said this yesterday and I'm going to say it again. If in the question they say two distinct three roots, يعني if they say two distinct by the way معناها different. And I have two different solutions. If they say two distinct three roots, or they say one real root, and sometimes instead of the word root they say solution. Yeah, they can use the word solution or zero, one real zero, or two. بس احنا the most used one roots or solutions. خلاص؟ أو even if they say no real solution. يبقى دايما in the question if I see this three words distinct real roots خلاص أو one real roots أو no real roots, just the three words. You see 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. If I see any of the three words هنا على طول think of what? Think of the discriminant of delta. Okay? طيب. And we use delta with what? With quadratics. Is this quadratic? طبعا it is quadratic. It's x squared. It's quadratic. طيب. So how to do it? Very simple. Very, very simple. Write what's A here. Okay? So write A, B, and C from the quadratic هنا. طبعا you know the form. It's ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the standard form for any quadratic. مش كده؟ For any quadratic equation or expression, this is the standard form. So ax squared plus bx plus c. A here, هنا. 1 هنا, the coefficient of x squared. That's 1. It's not written, but you should understand. It's 1. B is the coefficient of x, يعني الرقم اللي جنب الx هو الk. C is the constant term. Constant term اللي هو الرقم اللي ما فيهوش x. Constant اللي في الآخر ده. k plus 4. Once you have this ABC, say that since you have distinct, ركزوا معايا please. This is how you do it as a professional بقى. Since distinct real roots, you're showing the examiner that you understand everything. Therefore, b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. This is the rule. احنا عارفين الرولز. لو مش عارفينها عرفوها. دي الرول بتاعها ان الديسكريمنت اللي هو دلتا greater than 0. دي دلتا equal 0. دي دلتا less than 0. دلتا شباب هي نفسها b square minus 4ac اللي هي الديسكريمنت. We call it دلتا. يعني should know that دلتا هي نفسها b squared minus 4ac. It's called the discriminant. Discriminant. Okay? So we have the rule. Substitute now. B is k. Substitute. A is 1. C is k plus 4. Greater than 0. Okay? I need more space. So simplify. طبعا we want to show that k squared minus 4k minus 16 greater than 0. Just simplify. It's very simple. So minus 4 multiply 4 by k and 4 by 4. Minus 4k minus 16 is greater than 0, which is perfectly what we want. How many marks for this part? 3 marks. Very nice الحقيقة لأنها سهلة. خلاص done with the discriminant. Let's move on to the next one and please pay good attention. I'm going to teach you a very easy way to solve something like this. خلاص. ركزوا معايا يا شباب. If I have k squared minus 4k minus 16 دي اسمها quadratic، يسموها كده quadratic. It's called quadratic inequality عشان we have greater than, so it's inequality, it's not equation. To solve a quadratic inequality we can do it using a graphical method. سهل قوي. Some steps. I'm going to apply 3 or 4 steps and we can do it in a very simple way. ولا substitution ولا calculations ولا أي حاجة. إيه الsteps؟ 1 put equal. Check my steps, huh? 2 find roots, solutions يعني. 3 sketch. 4 solve from sketch. Memorize the 4 steps دول. يجي حد يقول ما فهمتش. I don't understand the steps. Let me show you. First step put equal. يعني we write it and we write equal. We remove it greater than and we put equal دايما. 2 find the roots. How to find the roots? Factorize and find the roots. So it's k 16. Here you cannot, unfortunately, you cannot do what? You cannot factor this.
You have quadratic formula.
Yes, quadratic formula. Just a second, please. It's just my sum. Just a second. As you can see, we cannot factor this. So what to do? We use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is k equal minus b plus minus b square minus 4ec over 2a. هنا عندي a would be 1, b اللي هو minus 4, c اللي هو minus 16. Substitute شباب. So it's minus 4 plus minus b squared 16 minus 4 2a to c. This is how you do it. 4 2 times 1. Continue. طبعا كنت اتمنى ان هي تكون فاكتوربل لكن للاسف هو ايه مصعبينها سنه كده ظبطتها يعني. So this is 4 plus minus root 16 minus هنا طبعا negative will be plus 64 divide 2. Simplify again. So it's 4 plus minus. When you add this, it will be 80 divide 2. Root 80. How to simplify root 80 شباب؟ لو عاوز اعملها على الكالكليتر you can put it on the calculator. بس لكن طبعا احنا for الليفل بتاعنا الاي اس you don't need to show how to simplify this. بس for lower levels اللي هو زي الاو ليفل او حتى البري اي جي they have to show it. خلاص؟ طيب احنا لو حطينا روت 80 على الكالكليتر تديني كام؟ تديني كام؟ هتديني 2 روت 5. 2 روت 5 مش كده؟ سوري 4 روت 5. 4 روت 5 مظبوط؟ اوفر 2. ده معناه ان احنا التو انسرز بتوعنا هم ايه؟ التو انسرز بتوعي it's 4 divide 2 يعني 2 بلس طبعا احنا بديفايد احنا يعني نعملها كده ناخد ال 4 مع ال 2 لوحدها بلس ماينس ال 4 مع ال 2 square root 5 plus minus so I have two answers 4 over 2 that's 2 plus or minus 2 root 5. These are the two answers to it. So one of them will be plus and one of them will be minus. تمام? This is how we do it. طيب is this the final answer? لا I just got the roots. كل steps دي عشان to get the roots. We put equal 0 we got the roots. Now it's the time to sketch. It's a quadratic parabola. It's a parabola. Open upward or open downward. It's open upward.
Sir, why didn't we use the calculator?
You can use the calculator. طبعا you can. There is no problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So sketch go back to the question. It says find that set possible by giving your answer in third form. معناها ايه third form شباب؟ third form يعني radical. يعني if you have square root, keep it. يعني don't write the answer in decimals please. Huh? If you do this, they will minus. They will subtract some marks. Keep it in radicals. Keep it this way. last step هي دي أهم step اللي أنا عايز أفهمكم عنها. إزاي how can I get the solution من الجراف؟ sketch a rough parabola كده زي ما أنا عملت كده. And do the x-axis كده. And show the 2 points. طبعا 2 minus 2 square root 5 comes first. خلي بالنا بقى عشان this one is the smaller value. So on the number line, this one comes first لأن it's minus. And the other one is the bigger one. So it comes next to that one. يعني اللي مش فاهم احنا لو عندنا مثلا minus 3 it comes before it 2. minus 3 comes before minus 1. ده مقصدي يعني. لو حد ما فهمش انا بقول ايه. طيب after you do this put هنا positive and positive. This indicates that ان الريجن اللي في الليفت ده positive, اللي في الرايت ده positive, واللي في النص ده negative. يعني ايه negative وpositive وpositive؟ للي مش فاهم يعني اي بوينت على الكيرف في البارت دوت هي الحته دي. اي بوينت هنا the y coordinate is positive لان it's above the x axis او الكي axis. كمان هنا any point موجوده على الكيرف في الحته دي الواي بتاعها positive عشان كده حطيت دي positive وبوزيتيف. اما هنا below the x axis او اللي احنا سميناه k axis any point الواي بتاعها بالنيجاتيف مش كده عشان it's down. طيب فين الانسر؟ check the inequality. It's greater than ولا less than؟ شباب the inequality here is greater than ولا less than؟ less than 0 ولا greater than 0؟ حدش عارف؟ الو شباب سامعني؟
Greater
than 0. This is greater than 0. K squared minus 4k minus 16 greater than 0. If greater than 0 choose the positive regions. يعني اعمل كده واعمل كده. لو less than choose the negative. طيب when you choose the positive region معناها ايه؟ معناها your answer is here. Here and here. طيب البارت ده اللي هو ايه؟ This is an inequality. البارت دوت اللي هو k less than 2 minus 2 square root 5 where the other part is k greater than 2 plus 2 5 اللي هو البارت الثاني اللي على اليمين. يعني all the numbers يعني الانسر كل النمبرز all the numbers less than this value اللي هي 2 minus 2 radical 5 كل النمبرز less than this. وهنا all the numbers greater than this. Do you see this شباب؟ ها؟ Do you understand this last step؟ طبعا this is my way of solving
Yes,
a quadratic inequality. هي هنا ال problem in this question was the factoring part. لكن if it was straightforward خلاص if it was straightforward يعني for example if I have equation like this x squared ركزوا معايا لو سمحتوا x squared plus 3x plus 2 greater than 0 and I said find the set of solution. هنعمل ايه؟ apply the steps equal 0 find the roots دي نوت على جنب كده remark. ها remark كده ملهاش دعوه بالسوليوشن اللي فات. remark حته عشانكم خلاص مش تفهموها. plus 1 plus 2 which means in the roots minus 1 and minus 2. الستيب اللي بعدها sketch parabola put minus 1 minus 2 roots على الجراف minus 2 and minus 1. This is plus minus plus دايما كده because it's greater than so I choose this region and that region the positive which means my answer is here. This is my answer. All the numbers less than minus 2 and all the numbers greater than minus 1. This is very simple. يعني أنا في رأيي دي أسهل طريقة ممكن أحل بيها quadratic inequality. طيب نفترض let's say it was less than. ركزوا في الحتة دي please. برضو دي حتة ريفيجن عشانكم. Let's say it was less than. يعني البروبلم ما كانتش greater than. كانت less than. ازاي كده؟ يبقى I'm gonna choose the negative region. So my answer is here. So my answer is between two values. All the numbers between -2 and -1. يعني all the numbers greater than -2 and less than -1. خلاص؟ This is a remark. تمام؟ عشان بس ما حدش يقول ايه الكويشن دي ايه علاقتها باللي فات. This is just a remark. خلاص؟ فهمناه؟ دي طريقة سهلة اقدر احل بيها الكوادراتيك inequalities. اتمنى ان يعني كانت حصه النهارده السيشن النهارده كانت مفيده بالنسبه لكم و we'll continue ان شاء الله. We have like 3 more questions left. احنا وصلنا لحد number 7. فاضلنا 8 9 10. So we'll continue the 3 questions left ان شاء الله tomorrow. احنا ميعادنا بكره امتى الساعه كام؟ انا التايمينجز كنت كتبتها. Just a second, let me remind you. Tomorrow Saturday it will be 5 p.m. 5 p.m. ان شاء الله. خلاص؟ هنخلص.
Sir,
نعم.
sir, can I take a screenshot of question 4C?
لا, I'm gonna send you the whole thing. شباب I'm gonna send you the file, don't worry. عايز تاخد سكرين شوت go up. I'll go up and take a screenshot. مفيش اي مشكله. But I'm gonna send you the file. So please شباب ابعتوا لي messages please على النمبر بتاعي على الواتساب عشان ابعت لكم الانسر. او حتى على الاقل اعمل لكم بيست لللينك ارفعه على جوجل وابعته. خلاص التليفون نمبر بتاعي معلش اصل انا مش بحب احط في الفايلز التليفونات. انا قلت الكلام ده امبارح عشان خاطر ما يبقاش اعلان يعني قاعد ايه تيتشر قاعد يكتب تليفون مش حلوه يعني. ف this is my phone number. Please send a message to the WhatsApp. خلاص I'm gonna send you the model answer اللي احنا عملناه دلوقتي ده. هبعته لكم دلوقتي على طول ان شاء الله بعد السيشن مباشره ان شاء الله رب العالمين. هبعت لكم على الاقل البارت اللي احنا خلصناه. write the number شباب عندكم 01010247748 وخلوني اطلع لزميلكم لان هو عايز ياخد سكرين شوت. خليني اطلع واوريك الكويشن 4. ادي الكويشن 4. take the screenshot you want.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
تمام. طيب في I think كان في بارت تاني من الكويشن ولا هو بارت ايه بس من الكويشن 4 بارت ايه و there is B also. يلا take B كمان. استنى let me minimize هنا عشان خاطر عشان تشوفها بشكل احسن. يلا سيدي take a screenshot. طيب اتمنى يا رب تكونوا استفدتوا النهارده ويكون الوقت اللي حضرتوه كان مفيد. بكره ان شاء الله هنكمل الاسئله اللي فاضله ولو في حد عنده اي استفسار عن حاجه we can discuss it tomorrow ان شاء الله. Any questions شباب؟ Any questions؟ طيب بالتوفيق يا رب موفقين. اللي هيحضر معانا بكره اهلا وسهلا. اللي ظروفه مش هتسمح برضه ما فيش مشكله. بالتوفيق ليكم كلكم ان شاء الله في الامتحان الجاي. شكرا شباب. يلا سلام عليكم الى اللقاء.